3, 2, 1, go. You're live. How does it feel to be live?
Alive.
Unencumbered.
Feeling great. Oh, man.
Here we are yet again. Welcome everybody to the Supplement Engineer YouTube channel, our usual weekly live sessions with my wonderful wife, Sandy. You're really the star of this. I'm just
That's not true.
Yeah. If you listen to enough people, I'm just the nerd factor, but you're the one with the looks and the engaging commentary. I just kind of stand here and field questions from people doing whatever.
I like that you think my ignorance is engaging commentary. That's a commentary for our society right there.
No,
you know things. I don't know anything.
I do, but I find it more enjoyable to educate the masses, and you bring in the aspect of the person that doesn't know everything, because so often I get into conversations with all the industry insiders and the people that know all this stuff, and so we lose perspective on what is like the everyday man going through, because even though you're married to me, most of the stuff that I'm dealing with, you don't really have a grasp on, and I don't talk about it all that much.
Yeah,
so I have more
of a grasp than the average person because I'm married to you, but that's still not much of a grasp.
Yeah, because you and I aren't sitting around having in-depth conversations about like the mechanistic actions of berberine or agmatine or all those kind of things.
I still get confused between teacrine and theanine, right?
Yeah.
They sound the same, but they're different. And then there's something that's like glutamine that has nothing to do with your glutes. It's confusing. And then there was another thing that sounds like something and then it's not, and it's confusing because it has the word in it. Can't remember what it was, but it was like glutamine doesn't help your glutes, and then there's something else that doesn't help your whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Creatine doesn't help you create.
I always thought it was spelled with a K.
Well, there's a patented form called crealkaline, which is I think it's one of those dog shit forms of creatine. It's overpriced and patented, and
I just don't know how to spell it.
Let's see. It's like create.
Yeah. So anyways, I wanted to ask you a question, layman's terms here. We were having a conversation earlier where we were walking around the block, because that's what we do every morning. And you were talking about the Dr. Mike podcast you were listening to and about the question that was asked. I wanted to kind of revisit that on this.
Yeah, a common form of exercise that a lot of people do, I don't know if you enjoy is the right word, but a common modality of exercise that a lot of people do is they go jogging.
Yeah.
And they do it for hours and hours. And a lot of people are under the impression that it's really effective way for weight loss or calorie burning, or it's a great form of exercise.
Really healthy.
If you're an endurance athlete, okay, yeah, sure, you can go jogging, running, and stuff like that. I've never found any appeal in running whatsoever, or I guess jogging. You and I did a 5K one time. That was the most jogging, running I ever want to do in my life.
Yeah.
I was growing up, we did some sprinting and taekwondo, but most of the stuff was very ballistic, explosive stuff. So anything, and I played baseball too growing up. So that's, again, you stand around for a second and then you got to go run and catch a ground or a pop fly or do something like sprint to first base if you hit the ball. So all of those kind of things, I've never understood the appeal of just like getting out and just running.
All the people with the car bumper stickers that have the 13.1 and the 26.2. I was like, dang, you just jogged for just hours.
Yeah, I don't.
And they were all really proud of it, which I think is, that's an accomplishment, I guess, to it is an accomplishment, but it's one of those things where it's bad for your joints.
It can be if you have a bad stride and bad technique and you do too much of it. Yeah.
If you do too much, okay, if you're doing a marathon, you're doing too much of it. In order to prepare for that marathon, you hurt your knees, okay? Just saying. Nobody just cold is like, I'm gonna do a marathon today.
Well, we saw what happened when your boy did try to do that. He died.
That's the whole point. He died.
He died when he got there.
He died.
So yeah, going back to it, it was a webinar that Dr. Mike Israetel was doing on the Renaissance Periodization YouTube channel, their webinars. And it was basically a question that they were fielding of, what's the best form, I guess, of cardio, or you're trying to maintain cardiovascular fitness while you're in a hypertrophy cycle.
Trying to gain muscle, right?
Right. And the guy was saying, should it be running? Should it be jogging? Should it be walking? And Dr. Mike's partner, James Hoffman, who's another PhD, knows a lot about sleep and recovery.
Ooh.
Basically said walking, then running, and by running they mean sprinting, to where it gets, you're all out for 15 to 30 seconds, and then you got 2 minutes recovery, and then you come back. And then it said jogging. Last they said jogging, it's just you're wearing out your hip, not wearing them out, but you're inducing excessive fatigue in your lower body muscles, which is going to impair your resistance training performance, which should be the ultimate focus if you're in a hypertrophy training cycle and you're not an endurance athlete.
Yeah.
So that's, and I guess it's confirmation bias. I hate running. I hate jogging, and so that just kind of feeds into it. And so if I don't have to do any kind of jogging, I never have. I don't ever plan to. I would much rather do sprints, plyos, sled pulls, things like that. Anything ballistic.
Yeah.
Fast twitch.
Jumpy stuff.
Yeah.
Jumpy stuff.
Yeah, it's plyos.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
man.
What is that? You held that beverage up for everybody.
Okay, Robert. So this is like a take on a Moscow Mule, which is my favorite beverage. Ginger beer is the best drink ever.
Gross.
Oh, it's so good because I love ginger. And so ginger beer, Cock and Bull. That's the best brand. I just like saying it because I sound dirty. But that's the name of it. Cock and Bull is the name of the ginger beer. So I have ginger beer here, but instead of just regular vodka, I have lemon vodka, Deep Eddies. And then you got to squeeze some lime in there, and it's delicious.
Yeah. That one, should I made you a double?
Oh, I don't care.
You don't care. We can always take a break and go.
I had a hard morning. I deserve this.
Yeah.
I worked really hard this morning.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I still have to keep going for like another 6 hours.
Yeah.
I've been going since 5 a.m. this morning, and
yeah,
the end of my day is probably going to be about 7 o'clock tonight.
Poor guy.
And it's 12:30.
So that's why we have a nice interlude today. You should be drinking too.
Eventually, I will.
You should be drinking.
That's what happens when I'll be on the consult later. That's when I'll be, or when I do record the podcast with Chris from Inspire.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, if you're consulting with someone, I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'm gonna consult about what bourbons to try.
A little tipsy.
Well, that's the mental lubricant I need to kind of get
the ideas. That's the weird thing. So Robert reminds me of those writers from the 1920s in France that were like sipping their bourbon, and that's when they get their best writing. Is like he has to have bourbon to get his best ideas for writing because he's so tightly wound that like the alcohol kind of loosens him up. Alcohol just makes me sleepy.
Or just, go watch Mad Men. Don Draper, me, same thing when it comes to the...
Lord, I hope not.
Minus
horrible
all
husband.
of the philander and the cheating.
Horrible husband.
Being a horrible father.
Okay.
Minus all that. But the bourbon, whiskey, fueling creativity and moments of inspiration.
Yeah.
That's where I see similarities between Draper and myself. So
when he drinks, he gets his best ideas.
Yes. What is going on, Scott? What's up?
What does it say? Read it out loud, babe.
I'll let you do that. That's your duties.
Oh, okay. I've replaced some of my long distance runs with short Cooper runs just to do a different style of running and reduce the amount of stress on the knees. What is a short Cooper run? Help me understand. I don't know what that means.
I have no clue.
What?
Scott's, I'm not versed in running jargon, so I'm not sure.
Everybody, this is a first. Robert doesn't know something. It's a big deal.
I mean,
but
in regards to running, I have no clue.
But a short run makes sense to me, right? So that is good for you. Short bursts of running would be similar to jumping for a little bit of time or whatever, right? That's interval training. That's good for you.
Yeah.
He's reluctant to say yes, but it's a yes.
I don't know anything about Cooper Run, so I'm not going to give an opinion one way or the other until.
Okay, so I was talking to teachers at my school, and I was talking about suicides. And I got to be honest with you, is there a better name for suicides? You know how you go like up a little bit, back, up further, and then back, and then up front?
Yeah.
And I was talking about it, but then it feels awkward saying suicides, especially like around my students or something. I'm like, suicides? Is there another word for back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in the suicide manner without me having to say the word? Especially in this PC society, I'm afraid that if I say suicides, someone's like, you said suicide to your high school students. I'm like, I didn't mean it.
Because if you've ever done those, you want to keep committing suicide and have to keep going back and forth.
I hate those.
And Mike used to make us do those in the karate school all the time when the air conditioner was freaking busted and stuff. We'd be running back and forth and God, those are some miserable. I'm glad I did that when I was a teenager, and you just don't notice things like humidity and heat and how miserable it is when you're doing all that shit. Because if I had to do that today, I just fuck it. No, it wouldn't happen.
Okay, wait. He tells us what a Cooper Run is. Let me see.
Cooper Run. Thank you, Scott.
Cooper Run. It is just a 12-minute run to cover as much distance as possible in that time. So you're just hauling butt.
You're hauling ass, yeah.
I call it the Mission Impossible Run because we watched, what was it one day? We watched like 3 Mission Impossibles in a row.
4, 5, and 6.
And we watched them out of order, so that was awkward. It was the last 3, but then we watched them out of order, but it was fine.
We watched 5 and then 4, then 6.
Yeah,
because 4 and 6 are linked.
Yeah, but I just want to say that there are so many scenes where Tom Cruise is just doing a Cooper Run, if you will. But he's like hauling butt, and I remember watching them. Like as I'm watching the movie, like I could never. No, they would have caught. I wouldn't have caught the guy, or he would have caught me. I would have just tapped out.
Just pull out a gun and shoot somebody instead of running, instead of having to do all that stuff. But I think that's what he's made his mark on.
Running.
Go back to like the early 90s movies with The Firm.
The Firm, he's running. He runs in Jerry Maguire a couple of times. Yeah.
He
like
does.
like when Rod at the end gets hurt, he's like running into the stadium.
Yeah.
He runs a lot.
What is your favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Oh, A Few Good Men. That's like one of my favorite all time.
Okay. Is that better than Top Gun?
Yes, it's better than Top Gun. Are you kidding me? I love A Few Good Men.
I mean, you got
With the Jack
jets.
Nicholson quote, and it's so funny. And you know what sucks? I don't really like Tom Cruise as a person, but darn him for making so many good movies. Boo on him. But there's a lot of movies I like. I like all the Jack Reachers. I like the Mission Impossibles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder?
Yeah, those are good. All those 80s movies are good too.
Loves the 90s movie.
Time out. I'm sorry. Days of Thunder is a 90s movie?
Yep.
You 100% sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to go with it. I don't want to be wrong right now.
Yeah,
It's all good. A suicide. Wait, I can't do it.
I can't do a French
Can I do a
accent.
French accent? Hold on. Hold on a second.
We've got a European that lives
I have to imagine a French person talking as a French suicide. No, I don't sound like a, oh no, what am I doing? One time I auditioned for a school play in high school and I was supposed to be British, and out of nowhere, I did a Jamaican accent. Like in the audition.
From like Cool Runnings or something?
Yeah, and I was like, ah, and it was like in the middle of the audition, and I just had to keep going with it. And afterwards, somebody just said, why did you do, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I obviously didn't get the part. I don't know what I was doing.
You do weird voices every now and then. Like we're cooking in the kitchen or something, you'll be talking or watching a movie, and then you bust into this weird accent. I don't know where it comes from. But
yeah, I do that also when I teach, and I think I do it to kind of keep the attention of the students, just to keep them fresh, and then I just take it with me forever.
Yeah.
And that's awkward. Things I do when I teach sometimes don't translate into normal society as well, but it's okay. We've all got our faults, or whatever, our quirks, if you will. Oh yeah, that's what I do. Sorry, never mind.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something that I do in class, but it's fine.
No, do it. Let's go.
Okay.
We've got nothing. I mean, we're waiting for the questions to funnel in. So guys, if you haven't posted a question yet, please do. Otherwise, we are gonna go have a cocktail or some lunch or something. So yeah.
Okay, so what I do with my students when I tell them to take out their calculators, I say, take out your calculadoras. That's calculator in Spanish. I'll just do things like that a lot.
So you go from Mexican to backwater hick from Missouri or Arkansas or something.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of weird things.
Apparently so. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I married you.
Yeah, I do things.
All right, so let's recap some of the. We did the Final Scoop. We had the inaugural episode of the Final Scoop podcast this past Saturday with our.
I love the name of it, by the way.
International Assembly of Do-Gooders, the Avengers.
Why don't you tell a little bit more?
So I'm sure most of the people that are tuning in right now have seen it. So it's me, Shane from Stack 3D, the premier news site on the thing, TJ, which is I think the best deal site. I put some more orders in through Fitness Deal News this week.
Good.
Got some more of those nasty
protein
protein
bars.
bars.
They're not nasty. What is up with you buying nasty protein bars? I don't care how cheap they are. They're nasty. Life's too short. I don't want to eat that nasty stuff.
Lucas, who sent us the
love Lucas.
Zabroka.
Apple vodka. See, I can do Russian accents.
Ed Robbie, my Russian brother from another brother from Apollo Nutrition. So
I like them.
We jammed for about 2 hours. We got our second episode recording coming up this Saturday. I was speaking to a couple of brand owners that had watched the episode, and they said, "Are y'all gonna take guests?" And I'm thinking,
that's a lot of people, though.
I mean, yeah, because it's 5 of us without a guest. If we put a 6th person on there, I mean, that could turn into a shit show of epic proportions. And what I'm wondering is, at what point is we just gonna is it gonna light the guy up in front of a firing squad where we have the brand owner and the 5 of us are just gonna it's gonna be a Gatling gun of questions just going around and around asking them stuff, or is it gonna be more of like a dialogue in between everybody? I'm curious how many brand owners are actually gonna come on there, because I know a few that will be willing, but other ones,
wait, aren't some of those people brand owners themselves?
No, just
is that a conflict of interest?
Robbie is the only brand owner.
Well, that's a conflict of interest, yeah.
But I mean, if anybody that tuned in and listened, Robbie came flat out and complimented another brand on having an outstanding pre-workout. So I mean, he'll come on and say damn near anything about anybody, and if somebody makes a quality product, he will give them praise for doing something really good. And we've been unabashedly in favor of Hypermax as a pre-workout. We really like.
Who makes that? Performance.
So they do it. You've done that a couple of times. You like their Nootropa Max. You don't remember what I give you.
I don't know what he gives me. He just gives me stuff, and I just take it.
Yeah. But, Robbie said flat out, it's a great product. He's used it before. He's bought a tub. He didn't call up Aaron at Performance to say, hey, can you send me a tub? He's bought a tub. And so I'm curious, what are the brand owners? Because some people don't like, some, think their shit don't stink. Others are more down to earth. There's a mix like in every industry. Some people think they're better than others. Other people are more conversational and will be willing to do anything, be open to dialogue, and we'll handle the kickback saying, well, we think this is underdosed, or I think this is underdosed, or I had a bad reaction to your pre-workout, or your protein powder is gritty, or things
I
like
appreciate in all things integrity.
Yeah.
I appreciate integrity. I like knowing where someone stands. I remember, what was it? There was a high school girl that was, well, I can't say her, I don't want to say her name, but you know who I'm talking about. Okay. Anyways, so there was one of my little high school girls who I absolutely loved, but she was beautiful. She was one of those like quote unquote mean girls, but she knew it. She knew she was a mean girl. And I loved that she owned it. She wasn't fake. She was honest. I was like, you know what? She's a mean girl. And I think she'd be the first one to tell you. So I appreciate integrity about anything. Yeah. Just be honest about whatever it is you do. I don't like shadiness. I don't like when people go back on the word and they go, I don't like all that. So I feel like as long as you had someone on that could like hold true to who they are, you'd be fine.
Right. A pollen chaos, that's their fat burner, which you have not tried yet, but super high thermogenic.
No,
so
it makes you hungry.
Yeah, that's
the worst side effect for a fat burner. The goal is to make you not hungry.
Right. I can understand that in like a muscle builder or like a mass gaining supplement, but I don't understand making you hungry. I mean, that's interesting.
How many terrible quality.
Have you done a full serving, Chris, or have you only done like a half serving or something?
Oh man.
Thanks, Jack. You rock too.
Oh my goodness.
Robbie is freaking awesome.
I do like him. He's really sweet. So we actually met him in Maryland. Had you met him at that point?
Yeah, I had been around before.
So last year we went to Baltimore for a vacation.
10-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, it was our 10-year anniversary. And so we're eating at Tony's Crab Shack or Nick's Crab House or something.
Yeah, some crab shack that our friends from Baltimore recommended.
Yeah. Yes. And so it was funny because I was the only one that ordered crabs. Like, so
Sandy got crabs in Maryland.
I got crabs in Maryland. And they were bad. No, they were really good. But so it was funny because Robert and Rob, like the two working out bigger guys, are eating like salads, which are very easy to eat. And I'm literally eating 10 crabs. And I don't know if you've ever eaten a crab. It takes an enormous amount of work and it's incredibly messy. I had the mallet and I'm like, what's that? And they're sitting there trying to have a conversation about, supplements or the industry. And I'm like, what's that? And like splattering crab shell everywhere. And I'm like, sorry, just like eating myself. What's that? And like sucking. The problem is if you eat 10 crabs, by the way, it takes you like 3 hours to eat them. So they were done eating. They're just drinking. And I'm just still, what's that? Like still eating the whole time. And I felt really bad. I felt really bad. I was like, sorry, Rob. Nice to meet you. Awkward.
And he was nice enough to buy us dinner too.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
He drove in from New Jersey to meet us. So I don't know how far of a drive it was. 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
I don't know.
Drove in to meet us, bought our dinner, and then drove 2.5 hours back.
He was really sweet.
He's fucking awesome. I love him.
Yeah, he's a really sweet guy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Full serving type of guy. There you go, Chris.
Okay, well, I should try that. I should try and see what happens because I get hungry easily. So I would see if it makes me hungry or if it doesn't make me hungry.
Chris, have you tried Assassin yet? They're like blow your face off pre-workout, and if so, have you tried a full serving of that? Because you handle that like a champ.
I did, and it's funny because when you told him that I had a good reaction to Assassin and the full dosage too.
Yeah.
He said that girls actually are responding really well to it. So I think that's an interesting.
Yeah, he said a lot of the guys that Robbie had talked to were doing like a half dose or something like that.
Maybe you need more fat on your body. That's something we women have. Joe, welcome.
Is there a favorite pre-workout do you have any like recollection of a favorite pre-workout?
Yeah, the happy juice that they don't make anymore.
Oh, NeuroSurge.
NeuroSurge. Who made that?
Neogenic.
Are they still in existence?
Not to my knowledge.
See, that's frustrating. What up with that? How come people fall in love with something and then it goes away?
Well, then the owner started up Velocity Nutrition and they tried to make another
NeuroSurge.
Yeah, that was in the vein of NeuroSurge.
Yeah.
And you and I tried it a couple of times.
I did.
Yeah, this is when we were in the apartment. And just bottomed out. Like this is when the halfling was like 8 months old or something. We tried it on a couple of weekends in a row. And both of us just felt like shit.
Really?
Afterwards. Yeah, we had a decent workout, and then like the rest of the day, both of us were like flat and just irritable the rest of the day.
You have a really good memory. I have no recollection of this. That's bad.
Also fast one. Yeah, that would.
Well, you're supposed to be. It's
right.
a fat burner.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good.
But that's the point.
Well, I mean, that's when you get the greatest stim impact. So
yeah, like early in the morning or something. Like right when you wake up, you take your fat burner. It's got caffeine probably in it.
It's got like 300 or 400 milligrams of caffeine.
I mean, I remember taking fat burners, like, and they make me kind of hot and sweaty, but they never make me hungry and they make me kind of hyper. And I'm like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So that stinks, man. Being hungry is it's a terrible sensation. I hate being hungry.
Yeah, I've got the old version and the new version of Chaos.
We have them?
Yeah, we did.
So we need to try it.
We do. I mean,
take it with
I've
alcohol?
never needed a fat burner. I have a hard enough time forcing myself to eat, let alone actually.
I just want to say for the record that sounded kind of, I've never had to take a fat burner. I
don't get hungry. So why would I need a fat burner?
Yeah, I always get hungry.
Yeah.
I love eating.
So this is the new one. It's the 3-cap one.
Okay.
It's 750 milligrams of green tea extract, 300 milligrams of caffeine, 300 of dandelion root, which is going to have some diuretic effect and help flush some water from the body.
All right.
225 milligrams of paradoxine, which is going to stimulate brown adipose tissue thermogenesis. So you have brown fat
Okay.
and you have white fat in the body.
No, I don't know that.
Brown fat is a little bit more metabolically active.
Cool.
And so
what's the other fat?
white fat, it's a little bit more inert. It's just more regular fat. The brown fat is what it's called the non-shivering thermogenesis. So when you get really cold, the brown fat is what makes you shiver and kind of burns energy that way. So this stimulates those kind of fat cells in the body.
Weird. Wait.
So it's a kind of a way to boost energy expenditure without having to do a bunch of exercise.
Okay, I need a little anatomy and physiology help here. So when you have the brown fat and the white fat, are they mixed together in the body, or is there like a layer of brown fat and then a layer of white fat?
No, they're mixed.
They're just randomly mixed, like white and red blood cells.
Yeah, and there'll be different
just all
clusters.
up in there. Okay.
There'll be different clusters in your body that have different higher densities of certain kind of fat
So
cells.
if I have cellulite on my thigh, is that brown fat or is that
no,
white
it's
fat?
just white fat.
That's white fat. So when somebody does liposuction, do they suck out the white fat or suck out both fats?
I don't think they can.
They can't pick and choose which fat they suck out.
You can't do it that close.
I don't know how this works. I don't know the body.
Yeah. We've got 125 milligrams of inoslim, which is a complex of 2 ingredients that is going to help with carbohydrate metabolism and blocks a little bit of the carbohydrate uptake.
Okay.
So it helps reduce calorie intake and things like that.
Would that make you hungry?
No.
Oh,
No.
I don't know.
If anything, we got 60 milligrams of synephrine, which I really like as an ingredient, 50 milligrams of Capsamax, which is going to be a thermogenic component, and 30 milligrams of GBB, which is going to be, so there are 3 really high intensity thermo ingredients in here. You got paradoxine, the GBB, which nobody really understands how in the frick it works, but it makes everybody hot for some reason. But all it is a carnitine precursor in the body. So carnitine is this little compound that takes fatty acids and shovels them into the mitochondria where they can be oxidized for energy. Yes.
Hey.
So because on their own, long-chain fatty acids can't actually enter into
Good to know.
that. So they need this little
like
taxi to
the river
fire in there.
sticks. Got it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, but everybody's kind of jumped on the GBB bandwagon right now because it's got that thermo component, so it makes a good addition in there. And there's some animal data showing that it leads to better carnitine levels in the body than actual L-carnitine supplementation. But do most people are deficient in carnitine? No. Only vegans, vegetarians, and the elderly, because carnitine is found in meat.
Like I can't even talk about
like a
it.
carnivore.
Carnivore. Okay, cool. Wait, I have a question though.
Yeah.
So is this one of those things where feeling hot is one of those things where people like, oh, it must be working. I feel hot. Like the ear tingles or the whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need to feel something to know that it's working. Like if I'm not hungry and I'm doing my thing, that's good enough for me. So is that necessary? The thing that makes me hot to actually work, or is it just there so that people can feel it working? Because they don't trust the process.
Well, there's data in both on paradoxine and Capsamax, the red pepper extract, in humans showing that it increases energy expenditure without added exercise. But I mean, the amount of increase of energy that you're burning in a day from like the 50 milligrams of Capsamax or whatever is 50 calories a day. So
hey man,
you're going to burn an extra 50 calories.
That's
why,
a mini-sized Butterfinger.
That's why, fat loss supplements will never be the be all end all for that. It helps with mood, motivation.
That's important.
Your ability just to get up and get shit done. It can help with that, can help suppress appetite. But as far as actually being powerful enough to, completely undo your diet and create a significant deficit in energy, that will never happen.
I almost feel like it's alchemy, like modern day alchemy. Instead of trying to turn rocks into gold, people are trying to turn their fat into disappearing. You know what I mean? Like, what pill can I take that would make all the fat in my body just like magically disappear like a magician?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because what is that thing? What's that commercial that like Anna Nicole Smith used to do? Do you know what I'm talking about? The thing, and they would always be on the beach and they would always be wearing the exact same bikini.
Jenny Craig?
No, it's like a pill that they would take, and it was like the weight loss pill. And I'm like, I would never take that. I would never take that. That's so.
I thought she was a spokesman for Jenny Craig.
I mean, I don't know. There's a pill that you like, a bunch of pills you can take that they're like, will make you lose weight. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. That automatically makes me not want to take it.
Right.
And it's so funny because those pictures always have them in the exact same bikini, the exact same background. I'm like, yeah, that's digitally.
So. Love Assassin. I cut it with Alpha Pump. That's a dynamite stack.
What does that do? What does Alpha Pump do?
Alpha Pump is a stimulant-free pump pre-workout.
And then Assassin is just the energy.
Is the stem bomb. I mean, it's got a few pump boosters in there. It's got citrulline, so that can help with blood flow. But you add some extra pumps on top of it.
That's good. That's
a
good idea.
What I've done is done Assassin with a half a scoop of Hooligan Bare Knuckle, which is a pollens.
Well, what's Alpha Pump? Who makes that?
Nutrex does.
I like when we get to mix different company things. Mm-hmm. I like a little variety.
Yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, on some days I don't. It depends on. So pollen has a lot of high stem stuff, obviously, and most of the time I don't use very much high stem stuff. So I'll either use a nootropic, like Cognisurge from Jack Factory, which I bought 2 or 3 tubs of that stuff.
Wait, that's a nootropic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just one of the other Hypermax. I'll use that, or Primeval's Mega Pre Black. That one feels a little bit uneven for me sometimes. Sometimes it really works, and then other times I feel a little bit flat.
Maybe it's depending on like what you ate that day or how you slept. Yeah.
Iron Brothers Ruthless is fantastic. We've done that one a bunch. The Great Cotton Candy, and you like the
I like that
kiwi one from Vandal.
Oh, I really like the kiwi one.
The flavors.
That's one of my favorite pre-workouts. Yeah. What am I eating? I just remember the kiwi.
Yeah, Vandal.
Vandal.
Yeah.
Do they make anything else? I've never even heard that.
No, they're like an upstart Canadian company. They're just getting ready to release their second.
Go Canadians. Get the Kiwi Vandal, everybody. I like it.
How do I get into the supplement engineering game?
Ooh.
First, go to college and get your mechanical engineering degree. Work as an oil and gas consultant for 8 years.
Unhappily.
The first couple of years I was kind of
And then get your wife to kick you out of it.
Yes, and then get your wife
to change your life.
Develop a fervent passion for fitness, nutrition, and supplementation. Teach yourself and read everything in the world that you can. And then get your wife to kick you in the ass and jump in. Quit your date. Quit your steady, successful, stable job.
Yeah.
And that's paying you very well.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real. You were making over $80,000 a year and you quit it to make $1,000 a month. That's like $12,000 a year. In case y'all can't do math, that happened. But I knew it was important. I knew you wouldn't stay there forever, but I knew that it was worth it because you were unhappy. I don't care if you were making $80,000 a year. I was like, nah, it's fine, quit. But that's the beauty of being frugal and not being too materialistic. So I feel like we didn't care that you went from the 80 to the 1,000 a month, but you went to 1,000 a month.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what my path into here was. That we sold our house, but we were going up to Michigan at that point anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's good stuff.
We didn't have much expenses. What is up, Devin? Glad you could make the live this week, man.
How many soapboxes have I already been on? I haven't been on any yet. Have I?
I don't think so. Not yet. But you're only, she's only 2/3 of the way finished.
And the thing about the soapboxes is they come with like a tornado with no warning. It's like whoosha, and then I have an idea. What was I was ranting earlier today.
You were.
On our walk, I was getting heated.
You were, for whatever reason, something got into you when you were sleeping. Sorry, hello.
Yeah.
Confirm I get a 2-degree increase in temperature after I take it.
Whoa.
That's pretty. So if you're like a 98, you're running at like a low-grade fever the whole time.
That's so funny.
Shit, man, that would feel very uncomfortable. I don't know if that would feel like
get the sweats if you get a 2-degree.
Yeah, see, that's
temperature.
That's why another reason I don't take peppers. I don't like feeling hot. If I'm working out or training or doing something, I'm already going to be hot enough as it is. And plus, it's Texas. It's already 100.
Oh God, it's so hot outside.
Day.
It is. It's over 100. The rest of the week, it's like, hey guys, over 100.
But I know that's the reason they came out with this whole powdered thermo fat burners. Like
what?
The ones that you use for pre-workout cardio and stuff, because a significant like demographic of the female population loves that heated sensation.
They love that?
They like to.
Why would you love that?
I don't.
That's uncomfortable.
I've talked to enough brandos, and they say, our female consumers, they like that thermo component in their pre-workouts or their cardio training supplements and stuff. It's weird.
I don't like being cold. Oh, there's a question. So in the winter, would it be a good idea to get myself some fat burners?
If you want to stay warm, sure, you could, and then cycle off after 8 weeks and everything.
Yeah. Dunsies.
So I don't like caffeinated pre-workout. I don't like the tingling feeling.
Yes. And the tingling feeling, though, I mean, it could come from caffeine as well, but I don't like it when it feels in my ears. I don't like it when I feel off.
Energy will come from caffeine. The tingling is beta-alanine, or the itching ears, the flush feeling will be niacin, yeah. But most caffeinated pre-workouts include beta-alanine just for that sensory experience to make you think it's hitting harder. There are enough pre-workouts on the market that don't include beta-alanine. Vandal's one of them that we just mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
I'm trying to think of a couple of other ones.
Well, I have a question. He doesn't like caffeinated pre-workouts. So would it be a good idea for someone like Scott, or potentially me, to take a non-caffeinated pre-workout, but then also could I combine it with a nootropic that potentially has caffeine in it?
Yeah, but
is that too much stuff in my body?
No, but one of the issues is that since you're not putting caffeine in a pre-workout, a lot of the non-stim pre-workouts put beta-alanine in there to make it feel like you're getting hit with something hard, to give you some kind of illusion or sensation that something is working in there acutely. So that's kind of what makes it difficult. I guess I just need to put a list together one day of non-beta-alanine containing pre-workouts, just put stim and non-stim and put that on the supplement engineer site. Because I have a feeling that would be a good resource for people. That
would be a good resource. And it would also be interesting for me to see, are the people that need and require this beta-alanine and like all this stuff, they're the people that wouldn't be able to handle a trust fall? Because it's like they don't trust that the material is working until they can feel it or see it. I'd be interested to see what else they don't trust in life.
Well, think about it. If you spend between $30 and $50 on a pre-workout, and say you're already addicted to caffeine, and you just take it to kind of bring yourself up to baseline level of functioning. Yeah. If you're not feeling your face blown off by it, are you really going to come back and buy that pre-workout again?
Do I take the pre-workout so I can feel good when I work out, or that my workout was a good work? It's the after effect. Did I have a good workout? Well, then I guess it worked. I don't need to be like, oh, I feel my ears tingling. This must be a good work. I don't know. I can tell if it's a good workout if my numbers went up. I can tell if it's a good workout when I can push out an extra, like, oh man, I can do this and I feel good while I'm doing it, and like, let's keep going. Yeah. That's how I know it's a good workout, by results. But I'm result driven.
Your typical soccer mom, soccer dad that's walking into a GNC or vitamin shop to purchase that, they're gonna judge it based off, first off, its flavor. Is it clumpy in the tub? And then what kind of boost in energy does it give you right after taking it? So that's where it is. They don't actually
nonsense. Heard.
Yeah, agreed.
That doesn't make any sense.
But your brain waves are completely different. The way you think about things is different than 99% of people.
That is true. That is true. I think differently than the average bear.
Jay, what kind of pre-workout? Scott and Jay, since y'all are, like the non-stim pre-workouts, let us know what non-stim pre-workouts y'all are enjoying lately.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
So, Rob, should fat burners be cycled?
That's a good question, actually, because I always feel like I should cycle them.
The official answer is yes, you should. It really depends on what ingredients are in there.
Okay, so what ingredients should be cycled?
If it contains thyroid metabolites in there, like the T3, T5 metabolites in there, the 3,3-dihydrothyronine, if that's in there, that shit definitely needs to be cycled.
What do you mean cycled? Like every 3 days and then off, or like weeks? Okay. I just need to understand what cycle means for you in this regard.
Yeah. As far as that green tea, no, I don't think that needs to be cycled. Caffeine, it really depends on your caffeine tolerance. Are you somebody that gets addicted to it really easily and constantly needs to constantly ramp up the dosage? By and large, most of the other fat burner ingredients have minimal impact. Some of them, if they include like white kidney bean extract or glucomannan or things like that, these are fibers or that will help make you feel fuller and stuff.
Oh, I like that. I want to feel full. I'm always hungry.
Or they might block carb absorption or fat absorption and stuff like that.
I need to start taking some fat burners.
There you go. There's chaos right there.
Wait.
You have your pick of the litter. There's two of them right there.
Wait, that was something that I never even thought about. You and I have had this conversation before.
Yeah.
There are people, I am convinced, have addictive personalities, right? Like they tend to get addicted to things, whereas other people could do the exact same thing that those people are doing, and it doesn't have an effect. I'd like to state for the record, although not as scientific, I think the same is true with ghosts. I think ghosts appear to certain people and they don't appear to us. We went to Myrtle's plantation. Okay, I'm getting off the subject, but anyways, I'm just gonna, one day I'll tell y'all about the Myrtle plantation story, the haunted house, and how Robert and I did not get affected, but the people with us did, next to us. Anyways, so the addictive personality, do those people need to watch out with the supplements that they take? Are they susceptible to supplement addiction? Or is it only certain things, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not a mental health expert, so I'm not going to try to give a diagnosis on that. I would think that if you had addictive tendencies,
yes,
that you could jump from one thing to another. So if you got addicted to alcohol, you get clean of that. Maybe you start becoming addicted to smoking or addicted to chewing gum, or then you turn it into an addiction to fitness where you feel like you always need to be exercising all the time. Like, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I feel like people have addictive personality. Like certain people are just, I don't know how to explain it. I just think that they're naturally more susceptible than other people.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to boil down to genetics and your upbringing and stuff like that too. So
I felt really bad because I was talking to a teacher. I was talking to a teacher at work, and I'm from New Orleans, right? So I said something like, "Oh yeah, we would always go to the casino and use our gold card, and you could get free parking if you validated for 30 minutes of gambling. Now, while you put your card in and you gamble for 30 minutes, you get free drinks." So it's like we would always park, and we'd always know that if we wanted a restaurant reservation or we want to go to a club or something, we'd always go park at the casino and spend 30 minutes validating and gambling and getting a free drink, and then we'd go do our thing. And the whole time I'm talking to him, I did not realize that he does not drink and he does not gamble, because he has an addictive person. He was addicted to those things. And I was like, well, this is an awkward conversation.
God bless New Orleans for combining all the vices of humanity into a single,
and I didn't realize
3 square mile area.
I didn't realize how debauchery, like how much I sounded terrible until I saw it from his perspective. And then I thought, oh, that sounds like I was naughty.
Yeah.
Really, I was just efficient. I don't know.
To put an end cap on this, Saurabh, it's generally good practice to cycle fat burners, especially, or you can try different ones. But yeah, give it yourself, if you've been running one for like 4 or 8 weeks straight, give yourself a couple of weeks to come off of, especially if you're combining with other stimulants throughout the day. Yeah.
What if somebody made it a part of their regular vitamins? Is that weird?
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Okay, I was just curious.
I mean, if you're constantly taking a fat burner, then there's some other underlying issues you need to address, like exercise habits, sleep, diet in general.
Okay.
Why are you constantly?
So do it when you're in a cutting phase.
Correct.
That's it.
That's the purpose of it. Yes, the new Orange Dreamsicle. I'm waiting on that new Ruthless flavor too. Need to call up Mark and say.
Is that a pre-workout?
Iron Brothers Ruthless, the grape cotton candy.
I like grape cotton candy.
There we go.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes. Trim Spa was the name.
Thank you, Trim Spa. Thank you. The Anna Nicole Smith one. Okay, no longer exists. Good. Because they were always on the beach and they're always really thin. They're like, this makes me lose like 50 pounds. I'm like, I don't think a pill makes you lose 50 pounds. That's crazy. Is it causing you to vomit? Like,
well, I mean, it's on the verge of ramping up your metabolism to an unsafe level where, I mean, there's drugs that pro bodybuilders have used that spike up thermogenesis and calorie burning, and eventually it kills them.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Scott. I knew there was something.
S7, that is the ingredient I love to just kick in the nuts.
Because it got a lot of popularity. How many studies are out there on it?
1 in 8 people. And that one study said 230% increase in nitric oxide production. So
in that one person, it was a 230%?
Yeah, so basically this thing it's 50 milligrams and it's a complex of like 7 different ingredients. So seven different ingredients. It's all these, so it's like broccoli powder and alfalfa sprouts. I'm thinking 50 milligrams of broccoli sprouts powder is going to give me this 230% increase in nitric oxide bioavailability. The subjects weren't necessarily the healthiest. It was in humans, I'll give them that. But the markers that they were using weren't the greatest. Plus, it wasn't even in exercise capacity. But then every company under the sun was throwing it in their pump formulas and saying, leading with the headline, massive increase in nitric oxide production.
See, you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
That was one of those ingredients I had to take to task real quick. And it's dog shit ingredient.
But if I may, 1 out of 8 is a lower percentage. Like 1 out of 2 would be 50%, but 1 out of 8, so it only worked for 1 human being?
No. There were 8 people in the study. It was one single study.
Oh,
in 8 people.
So all 8 people showed a 230%?
No, that was the average. That's the mean.
So there was one person with a 230% and everybody else was 0.
Could have been, yeah. Yeah, the flush with niacin can be very irritating.
I think it's irritating to have a niacin flush. Although, didn't you say if your body is at tapped absorption, you don't feel it anymore? Did I make that up?
Say it again.
I thought that you said it's kind of like creatine kind of thing. Like if I have a niacin flush, it's because I haven't reached the max capacity in my body yet.
That's not
but if I'm used to it,
no.
If I'm used to it, then I won't feel the tingles anymore.
Beta-alanine.
Oh, maybe
yes.
It's beta-alanine.
I wouldn't say that with niacin. Niacin can get some people really irritated. A lot of people really do not like a lot of niacin in their products.
Why is it there?
Justin sent it. You just fucking with Justin.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't get it.
Love Christmas. There we go.
Oh man, we are Chris. You know what's funny? We're both wearing our favorite colors. Funny story. My favorite color is green and his favorite color is red. And we are exact opposites in every way possible. And red and green happen to be opposite colors because green is comprised of the 2 primary colors that red is not. But green is like a very calming color. So like if you want your baby to sleep, you like paint your baby's room green. So I love green, even though I'm fiery. And Robert is very calm, but his favorite color is red, which is like fiery. And so it's funny because I'm drawn to green and he's drawn to red.
Yeah, the only time I get feisty is when I have to talk about S7.
Oh man, and I get calm as I drink, so we're doing great.
Yeah, I don't trust the label when it says it has 1-3 until I feel it.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure. Oh, 1 to 3 capsules, I'm guessing he says, like just says tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that? Are you a person, if you try a new pre-workout, do you like wade into the water where you just do like half scoop, or do you like to go just full in and say, fuck it, let's see what happens?
Since Robert is my supplier.
That sounds really bad.
Robert usually gives me a half dosage to start with. Now, here's the thing I think is important about running something though. I think it's important to give it its due share. So like, let's say you have one bad experience with it. That could just be you had a bad day, whatever. I think it's important to give a solid 3 tries before you determine how you feel about something.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
That was something we talked about on the final scoop this past week is like, what could cause a pre-workout to be uneven? So we gave high praise to Hypermax from Performax, saying it is consistent every time we take it, regardless of how I've slept, what I've eaten, what training I'm going to be doing, what else is going on in life. That thing always like lights a fire under my ass, makes me feel like $1 million bucks, and I go and have a great training session. So even, you know, if it's like on a Saturday, I'll end up using that a lot of the times just because I probably didn't sleep well on Friday night and I want to have a really good training session. Okay,
that's good. You want consistent products.
Yeah. So it's
my consistent product is my mastermind. I can't talk enough about it. I love that nootropic. But you said I should cycle it.
You
won't let me take it every day.
With nootropics, certain ingredients you don't want to because they have long half-lives and eventually it'll start to build up in your system and then
I'll be really smart.
No, you're going to end up getting like a choline overload and you're just going to feel like in a super like brain fog.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sucked. It happened to me when I was taking a bunch of different nootropics and pre-workouts because everybody was throwing huperzine into it. And
so you were just taking it?
Yeah, I was taking a nootropic first thing in the morning. I was taking a pre-workout in the afternoon. And so this is when we were in the apartment. It was probably 2 years ago now.
A couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there was like a week, 2 weeks straight where I was just blown out entirely. So.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay, well, I really like Mastermind. I find very consistent. And I like the kiwi. The
Vandal.
Why can't I remember this thing's name? I think I'm only half listening. I'm so sorry. I knew it started with a V.
That's
I was going to say Vespa.
More than you usually listen to me.
I was going to say Vespa. Yeah. Here's the issue with Robert. I have a natural call and response. He'll ask me a question or he'll tell me to do something and I say, okay, that's bad. Because a lot of times he'll say, Sandy, I told you to do this. I'm like, you did? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what did I say? He's like, you said okay. I'm like, oh, that's bad. That means I didn't hear you. Sorry. I just say okay. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't even hear you. So I'll just respond to people. I don't know what's happening. So we got to watch out for that. I don't listen. What's it called again? Bellspar. What's the kiwi thing called?
Vandal.
Vandal. Why do I keep putting an S in there?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead. Vandal. Got it.
Do I cycle my anabolics or am I just this huge and ripped year round? I'm just this huge and ripped year round, man. There are. The only anabolics I'm on, I'm assuming, would be creatine, which is not really an anabolic at all.
I take creatine. I feel like one of my high school
Should I cycle
boys.
S7? Yes. Cycle it into the shitter. Don't ever use it. Just cycle it away
Wait,
forever.
what if it is effective for people? Just because
It's
you don't
not.
like
It's
their
a
study.
dog shit ingredient.
But wait, what if it does work for somebody?
Then go eat 50 milligrams of broccoli powder and you'll be fine. You don't need this shitty ass
Boy,
ingredient.
you're getting saucy.
I am. I hate that ingredient.
All right.
Woo.
Oh my God, rather have pink hair. I could rock that. My personality would do pink hair. Yeah. I could do it.
Okay. I'm gonna keep wearing my hat, so I'll just do that. 1,3-dimethylamine, yes. The good old days of 1,3-DMAA are sadly behind us in the States.
Wait, is DMAA or DMHA, are they actually bad for you? I know that it's like everybody put a ban on it, but is that an unnecessary overreaction, or is it actually bad for you and the government's doing a good thing by blocking it? I need to understand.
It does have vasoconstrictive properties and could raise your blood pressure.
Okay.
If you take a high enough dose of it and you use it irresponsibly, but so can a lot of other things.
Well, everything is bad, not in moderation.
Correct.
Everything.
Right. So
Water
the
is
reason that they were
deadly.
banning it initially was
Agreed.
based off some studies that were done.
Okay.
I believe it was in military cadets, but one of them had a heart attack, so it was like a case study. But the guy was also slamming energy drinks and a bunch of other things that were going on.
Okay.
So that's why a bunch of that's why high tech went to go fight the FDA for so long about DMAA. But I mean, you're not going to find copious amounts of it in any naturally occurring product. So I guess technically you get this against DSHEA, which is the act that the government passed that
Wait, I'm a little confused.
says you have to get something from a naturally occurring botanical source. You can't synthesize stuff.
Wait, is there something else in food that is not naturally occurring that we eat on a pretty regular basis and nobody seems to have an issue with it? Or is everything that we eat coming from a natural source? I don't understand.
No, vitamin C, all the vitamins that are in your multivitamin, those are all synthetically derived. And
okay, but then why is that okay and not DMAA?
Exactly.
is the bad one?
DMAA, DMHA, they're both. I mean, you overdo both of them. Yeah.
But what if you don't overdo them? Are they fine? You have to help me understand.
I would think so. Yeah. In my opinion, they're fine, and I don't think they should have been banned.
Okay.
I think it was
That's what I
a
want to
bad
understand.
idea. But
so they're fine. It's just
stateside, if a product comes out saying you're going to get 1,3-DMAA, I would be highly, highly skeptical of it actually containing that, and it's not going to be spiked with something. Yes, Chris, DMAA.
Okay, yeah.
You missed that.
So let me look.
So will TMG work anti-nootropic overdose as it helps with choline?
Okay. Would it counteract? Yeah. Explain the question and then explain the answer.
TMG is trimethylglycine, which is betaine.
Okay.
It is a derivative of choline.
Okay.
Choline is a naturally occurring compound that is required for healthy brain development, cognitive function. It also serves as the building block for acetylcholine, which is the learning neurotransmitter.
Got it.
A couple of my favorite sources of choline in terms of dietary supplements are CDP choline or alpha GPC, although I'm more prevalent to CDP choline. It's got a little bit lower percentage of choline in there, but I notice a greater mental charging effect. And if I have too much alpha GPC, I just get tired.
That could just be personal. So tell me about what the question is asking.
Would it work as an anti-nootropic overdose? I don't think so. Okay. Because the thing I'm saying is from the choline blowout is having too much choline as a result of too high of a huperzine, which is limiting the breakdown of acetylcholine in the brain. Plus, if you stack a high choline containing compound in it, like alpha GPC, it just leads to too much choline. Plus, if you're already eating a lot of choline in your diet from like egg yolks, beef liver, things like that, you just
I eat a lot of egg yolks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's we got good questions here because I'm curious about the questions too.
Bromelain, it's a digestive enzyme.
Digestive enzyme.
Break down proteins.
Oh,
might have some anti-inflammatory benefits as well.
Where does it come from?
Bromelain.
What can I eat that would have it?
Pineapple.
Is that the pineapple one?
Yeah, I think.
I know that I tutored some. Anyways.
Papain is in papaya. Yeah, so bromelain is the one that's in pineapple.
Okay, so next question.
So yeah, it could help with possibly some anti-inflammation, possibly some digestive health, is helping you digest proteins a little bit more effectively. That's where I don't think it's going to do anything magical if you're eating an otherwise healthy diet, though. I don't think like super loading it is going to do anything of extensive benefit. Okay. Why did they ban ephedra? Because people don't know how to use things responsibly.
So you could use it responsibly?
Yeah, they sell it behind the counter now as Broncaid in pharmacies.
What do you say?
Here in the States. What's ephedra?
What do you mean by Broncaid?
That's the drug name of it.
What does it help you with?
Fat burning.
Oh.
It helps with weight loss and stuff. So the ECA stack is ephedra, caffeine, and aspirin. There's some studies where you stack the three of those independent of exercise. It results in weight loss. So
it's kind of like Excedrin is what you just named.
Yeah.
Minus the ephedra.
Yeah, ephedra.
That's
so
interesting.
When ephedra got banned, again, it got banned because
people were misusing it.
Correct.
Oh, you know what? There was an episode of How I Met Your Mother where there was a sign for a rule, and he's kind of giving backstory to this. Have you ever wondered why there's a sign saying you shouldn't do something? It's because there was always a story that someone did something. You know what I mean? Like that's why the rule exists. And so I'm assuming that all these things that are banned is because somebody misused them, but maybe not necessarily that it's bad.
Right.
Okay, I'm
correct. Yeah, that's there are a few compounds that are just outright toxic for you, and you shouldn't obviously consume those. But when used in reasonable dosages, ephedra can be very effective, and you can still buy it. You can buy it behind the counter. It's sold as Broncaid here in the States. So just go to the pharmacy counter. You don't need a prescription, but they track it just like they do.
Okay, just like when I
Claritin
take
D or
decongestant.
right.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so
that's interesting.
All
right. Read it.
DMAA, the government never does anything to help you when it comes to supplements. That's true. Big scary words equal bad and must ban. Yeah. Or what the other tactic they switched to nowadays is just saying, we don't know what it is, so we'll put it on the advisory list. And when it gets thrown on the advisory list, then sellers like PayPal, Shopify, Amazon automatically just ban it, which causes companies to get delisted and hurts their sales because then they're banned from the platform for weeks on end.
It's starting to feel like I'm in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
None so good.
Right.
None so good.
So even if an ingredient is not well studied, but there's no evidence that it's toxic or harmful to humans, but it gets added to this list, like laxogenin got thrown on there, hordenine got thrown on there.
I don't know what those are.
Hygenamine got thrown on there. Companies stop using them, then Amazon stops allowing sellers to use them in the formulas, which forces these companies to hold on to that stock
indirect
and keep making new products and have to go back and reformulate and stuff.
It's indirect control.
Correct.
I've never heard that. Read it out loud. That's interesting.
Go ahead.
Oh, what's your opinion on the studies that say creatine may help to offset Alzheimer's? By all accounts, there need to be more studies done to be sure. I have not heard that. Is that true?
Yeah, there's a little bit of body of evidence on there. Mostly it's creatine improving cognitive function is in people that don't eat a lot of meat and the elderly, which is a subset of population that don't eat meat. There's a bunch of different causes or what's at play with Alzheimer's.
Some of it sleep deprivation too.
I mean, yeah, but it's not just sleep deprivation. It's the end result of what happens as a result of sleep deprivation.
That's what I mean, like so, years of when you were younger.
The reason of you not sleeping enough is that it builds up all of these beta amyloid plaques in the brain. And sleep is when your brain kind of gets all
the plaque.
Correct. It removes all that stuff. So by not getting enough sleep, there's this accumulation of all these plaques.
Yeah.
But there's also some thinking that Alzheimer's also has a little bit to do with
muscle
acetylcholine being broken down. It's so your body's not producing enough of it anymore.
Okay.
And so there's a couple of things at play. Energy production is also another thing that's going on with Alzheimer's and creatine. So that could be another thing. I mean, I think creatine is a great supplement.
What did my grandma do right? She is 93 years old and kicking. That's the question. We need to see what Grandma Susie.
It's got cognitive benefits. So I would tell everybody, take it every day if possible. Just 5 grams a day, every day. Ignore all the other bullshit forms, the creaclears, the creatine hydrochlorides, the creatine alpha esters, the crealkalins, creatine monohydrate. If anybody else is trying to sell you something else, they're just trying to pull one over on you. Don't fall for any of these.
So just take pure creatine.
Yeah, pure creatine monohydrate, 5 grams a day, every day.
That's what we take. I take it every day in my milk protein shake.
Yes. Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's almost like a steroid kind of thing. No? Yes? No? No?
It's a bronchodilator. Yeah, bronchodilator. It's ephedra. Broncaid is ephedrine, which is a bronchodilator. It's also a central nervous stimulant.
Interesting.
So yeah. So that was originally why DMAA was created too. It was used as a bronchodilator.
It was used to help people.
Yeah. Hygenamine, again, was another bronchodilator, and all of these things have been banned from supplements.
It's terrible.
Yeah. How Much Mother was a great show. I never saw the end of it.
No, I never did either. I only heard the ending, and then I kind of saw the ending, if that makes sense. Someone told me about it, and then I went and kind of watched it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. What I liked about How I Met Your Mother, though, is it actually tied in together. I think it's got to be based on real stuff because they tie it in really well. I love shows that think about the ending while they're making the beginning so that you can rewatch it and go, whoa, I get it. Like I remember and it ties in. I like well thought out things. You know what's like that? Everybody, the Marvel Universe. You go and watch those early movies and they are so connected. It's awesome. Yeah. We've rewatched all of them again, and I just have a greater appreciation. That is something that took patience and effort and time.
They didn't shit the bed like the people that did the DC universe did.
Yeah.
When will we see an episode of Sandy and Steve's wife? Okay, so Steve and I do lives every Friday.
Yeah.
You and Fiona need to do one, I guess.
Me and Fiona. Well, Fiona's probably like super fit.
Well, she's like Steve. She was formerly obese and dropped 100+ pounds. So now she's in shape and everything. And she runs a little dress shop there. She's Australian.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, her accent's kind of fun.
Yeah, super fun.
You heard of this one? That
Read
it
it.
also protects carcinogenic cells and tumors. There is potentially protecting the carcinogenic
So
process.
it protects cells and tumors.
I know
Do
that.
you like L-glutamine?
I mean, it's the most abundant amino acid in the body. I don't think it's necessary to supplement with it because it's readily available in the body and all the foods we eat.
Okay.
The only time you would need to supplement with glutamine, and the studies showing that it actually helps protect against muscle breakdown, and improve muscle growth or muscle retention, is if you are in a state of severe trauma. So you got severely burned, you got like a piece of shrapnel stuck in your leg and they had to rip it out and they're snipping it all together.
Yeah, so it'll protect against those things.
Well, no, carcinogenic cells and tumors. This is because glutamine, when your body is starving for glucose, it will start breaking down amino acids, and then from the amino acids, they can use certain amino acids are glucogenic, which means they can be converted into glucose.
Okay.
So when the body's in a state of trauma, or when you have a malignant cell like a cancer cell, it'll start breaking down and metabolizing different things to get the fuel source. So even if you're starving it of glucose, and like you go on a ketogenic diet, it could start breaking down amino acids to get that in there. So
that's a big deal.
Do I think it is a pro-carcinogen? No. I think once you start getting, if you're a person with cancer, that throws everything out the window as far as supplementations and the way your body is metabolizing.
You'd probably just start trying lots of things though, wouldn't you?
You would, but when data like this does come out, there was an article I wrote a couple of years ago with Jerry Ward, who used to be an athlete for Primeval, but then he went off and did his own thing and made his own shitty brand, and I had to kind of destroy a few of his products in articles I wrote for Tiger Fitness.
That'll happen. Okay, go ahead.
One of his crackpot theories was that BCAAs fuel cancer cells.
Wait, fuel cancer cells? Like if you take BCAAs, it will make your cancer worse?
Yeah, you're getting cancer cells. But and he said they cause diabetes and they fuel cancer cells.
Wow, that's a claim.
Well, it's because he came out with an essential amino acid formula, and so he was cherry picking some associational studies that showed that people with diabetes, obesity, and cancer have disrupted amino acid metabolism in their body. So, which is what I was just saying. When you're starving of glucose,
it'll break it down. Okay,
right.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's where it was. And so do I think L-glutamine in and of itself is carcinogenic or a cancer fuel? No. Do I think if you have cancer, is that a possibility it's going to start using that? Yeah, because what is the cell's basic instinct? Survival. So it's going to do whatever it can. So if it's not getting glucose, it's going to break down whatever it needs to get fuel to stay alive.
Crazy.
So might be a hard question to answer, but what do you think will be the next supplement that actually works
to get banned by the FDA? That is a great question.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
I like that logo.
What poor innocent supplement is the government going to make its naughty list?
Bourbon? I hope not.
Second prohibition.
What is on the docket? I mean, laxagenin was on there for a while. I mean, that's on the advisory list. Hordenine, hygenamine. The thing with hordenine and hygenamine, there's not really a whole bunch of human studies. Neither is laxagenin. And if all three of those ingredients go away, then I mean, that's fine. I don't really use those on a regular basis. I like hordenine when I stack it with ureadrensis and other PEAs to get prolonged happiness, mood elevation, for those kind of things. As far as the other stuff, what supplement do I think they would ban?
That's scary.
I don't know. That is a tough question. That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. Gonna make a poll.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What would be it might be something that's probably along the lines of something that I think they stand to make a huge amount of money from that's actually effective on its own, but they want to make a drug from it. Something like berberine or one of those natural blood sugar regulating agents that actually has been shown to be as effective as metformin in humans.
Oh, but it's not prescription because it's naturally.
Right. I have a feeling that would be something like that.
Corruption.
Because there's an alkaloid in red yeast rice extract, lovastatin, I believe what it is. And so statins are those cholesterol-lowering medications, but they banned the sale of red yeast rice extracts because it was taking money away from the pharmaceutical companies. I mean, you could make that extension. There was also some other questionable stuff
from the pharmaceutical companies.
Is it true that creatine should be cycled? Nope.
Keep using it every day.
There is no evidence to suggest that it causes suppression or downregulation of endogenous creatine production whatsoever. Take it 5 grams a day, every day.
That's can I overtake it? What if I take more than 5 milligrams a day?
5 grams.
I'm sorry, 5 grams is too completely different things.
It's not needed, so it just kind of goes to
It's
waste.
just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 a day it is.
Friends greater than Big Bang Theory.
Ooh, yeah.
I would flip flop that.
I would flip flop the.
And there are so many other series I would put in front of
Big
all
Bang
of
Theory.
those.
I don't like Big Bang Theory. I'm one of those people that I just think I don't know what the word is. Corny? I don't know. I know people love the Big Bang Theory. I know people love it. I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what I think is funnier? Cheers, Frasier. I'm digging those 80s and 90s TV shows. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if I can see MASH too.
I've never watched MASH.
Seinfeld is greater than all 3 of those put together. Friends, I think, is just so overrated. I mean, it's like who's sleeping with who this week? Who's sleeping with who this week?
You know what's funny?
I've never enjoyed Friends.
The first couple of seasons or episodes of Friends, like I don't know how it got off the ground. Like I watched the later seasons and then I go and like watch the first or second episode. I'm like, it's so cheesy. Well, how did this even make it? So I don't know. It kind of depends.
Yeah.
But I think Cheers and Frasier are hilarious.
Cheers and Seinfeld, all 3 of
and
those.
Seinfeld. I'm a Seinfeld
those 3
fan.
series out of the water. It's not even close.
The funny thing about Seinfeld is that there's actually not anybody inherently good. Like if we're just talking on a moral sense, usually there's like a person who's a good person, like a good soul. Yeah. There is nobody good. They're all, flawed.
Yeah.
But in a funny way.
I would even put The Office above those 3 too.
The Office is hit or miss. Some of the episodes are so awkward. I can't even, it makes my stomach hurt.
I like the awkwardness.
Oh, that's so awkward. The one where he says he's going to pay for college for all the kids. That's really, it makes my stomach hurt. I'm like, oh God, this is so awkward. I can't watch it. Fast forward. So yeah, there you go.
Never.
Nope, we're good.
Not ever. Not ever. I have a condition. It's called common sense. I'm not wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah, I'm kind of
How the governor of yours? Yeah, he's a real piece of work.
I don't want to talk about it. I feel like I'm in a sci-fi movie. I'm in a sci-fi movie.
Jerry Ward was a genius.
My civil rights infringed upon. I should be allowed to wear what I want to wear and not wear what I don't want to wear.
I hope they don't ban creatine. That would suck. I mean, there's enough proven of a track record. I guess I'm just going to have to start eating a whole lot more red meat then.
Question. My high school boys eat creatine like crazy. Are they, not like crazy, but I mean, they're eating the 5 grams every day. Is there an age that you shouldn't be taking, could a 12-year-old take creatine or is that bad?
They've done some studies with it in children. It's been shown to be safe in children.
Okay. Because
the official supplement industry answer is
no.
We do not recommend consumption of dietary supplements for individuals below 18 years old.
Okay, because all of my high school boys, they're starting from 14 on, they're taking creatine.
They hop up on that creatine.
Or they're bony. They're trying to play football and they're so bony.
Well, the funny thing was when we were in high school, I remember Steven Shoemaker was drinking up.
We just called him out. That's awkward.
Who knows if he's
not listening. But I used to call him Buff Man because he was always trying, but he was short. He looked like a potato. He was like Potato Man, and he was so buff in high school.
But this is when I was very ignorant about stuff, and I thought creatine was the equivalent of drugs and stuff, or steroids, because this was around the time when Mark McGuire had just gotten busted and broken the home record, and they were allegedly on creatine. God knows what else they were on, and the whole Balco incident. So.
Oh, that's really funny.
Why do people selling stuff saying samples only, not for human consumption? Is it a way to beat the system? Yeah. A lot of times if they have these pre-workouts or research chemicals, they'll say not for intended for human consumption, for research purposes only.
Wait, what does that mean?
That means they're trying to get around the classification of it as a dietary supplement. Oh. So when you have these research peptides and all of these other kind of SARMs and illicit compounds that you're not supposed to be using, they'll say it for research purposes only.
Oh, man.
So yeah. So did you know I have not seen LSU's championship?
What is it? LSU championship rings? I want to know what they look like.
They're probably
what do they look like?
Big around.
Dude, I love Super Bowl rings. I love the idea of they all get designed. It's so funny too because football is such a manly sport, right? It's I'm a man. And then you can see the Super Bowl rings and they're all diamonds and they got some pretty diamonds. It's so funny. It's so funny. And then they wear them and it's this. They look like My Pretty Princess.
Like a ring pop or something.
Huge ring pop, My Pretty Princess, and it's the manly Super Bowl ring. It's kind of funny. I like it.
Becker.
What's that?
Watched Becker.
Oh, I never watched that. Is it a TV show?
Yeah.
I'm all about finding new shows that I really, really like. What was it? We liked House to an extent. Here's the thing.
That's a drama. That's not a comedy.
Okay, well, it's kind of funny. But here's the thing about watching TV shows. You got to find one that has a good finale, right?
Yeah.
Or a good last season. So it's you like everything, and then they always hit that weird It hit
Yeah.
a weird.
Lost was terrible.
Lost was amazing until the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes ruined it. I was living in that alternate universe. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, spoiler. But to be fair, it's old. But like, I was with it. I was like, yes, alternate universe. Let's do this. And then, the last 10 minutes. And I was like, stupid show. Stupid show.
Dexter got really uneven after season 4.
No, wait,
all right, we're not going to give away anything. I'm just going to say after the halfway point.
I liked the Julia Stiles season.
Yeah, that one was good, but it got really, the last 4 seasons got really, really uneven, and the final season was just.
I don't know. I think it must be hard to be a writer. Oh, you're a writer. That's funny. I think it's easy to teach. Yes, cheers, and Frasier. Thank
Amazing,
you.
yeah. Mad Men, I was good with the ending of Mad Men. I really
I did like the
rewatched that
ending
whole
of
series
Mad Men.
3 times all the way through.
Yeah.
What other good TV shows? House was good. The ending for House was good.
I liked the ending for House. I thought it was a good way.
The ending of Seinfeld was terrible.
I have
Seinfeld,
a great.
but the finale was awful.
Wait, can I tell them my finale for Seinfeld of how they should have done it? It's a great idea. So the ending of Seinfeld should have been that the 4 of them are in a car and they do something bad, like illegal, and then the cops are chasing them, and they do a Thelma and Louise ending where it like goes off like a bridge, right? But then it goes into their funeral. And you see them as ghosts, and then all of the old characters are like at the funeral talking bad about them, even though they just died. And I think like the girl with no bra would be like not wearing a bra, and then Elaine would be like, "God, she didn't even wear a bra to my funeral." And like I think it would be funny for them as good, like you could see them like watching, and then that's how it ends. I think that's a funny ending. You're welcome, Seinfeld. You should have called me years ago, and I could have given you this. No, really, that's a good ending.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with you. But that's soapbox number 6.
I'm just saying, I have really good ideas.
Well, high school creatine steroids gain train. Yes, here come the feds.
Oh no, I just got all my students in trouble.
We liked Bones, and then
Bones,
we lost
and then I stopped
interest in
watching
it. I think it was once they
she had a kid,
baby, and then I just kind of.
I don't like. Well, same thing with Walking Dead, right? Like, so I love The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and then it just.
And then the second they captured Negan.
That's fine.
Okay, well, the second they captured Negan, I stopped watching because I was like, eh.
Yeah. Well, then there was like this mass exodus over the following 2 seasons of
Right.
like the original main
So I'm
characters.
glad I didn't watch it.
Rick leaves, Michonne leaves.
Like, everybody leaves.
What's her
Maggie?
face? Maggie leaves.
I don't know. But Walking Dead is so good. And you know what's so funny is your parents were like trying to make me watch The Walking Dead. It's like, I'm not gonna watch your zombie show, like your zombies. Okay, man, when you watch it, you're like, it's about humanity. It's about what would you do to be a good person, and who would you kill, and how would you live? That show makes me question who I am and what I would be like in the apocalypse. Zombies, whatever, but like that's a good show. That's a talking point.
You'd be
Maybe, maybe we don't know.
We're gonna have to go back and check out Becker.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's do it.
MASH. We should go back and watch that too.
Let's do it.
Dragnet. I like the old Dragnet. That used to be on Nick at Night when I was a kid.
Ooh, I want to answer that question.
Prison Break was one of the, I know that was on Fox. I never saw that.
I don't know.
Sopranos I liked from beginning to end. That was pretty good. The
I never
ending
watched
on
it.
that was ambiguous, and it was fine.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Boardwalk Empire made me happy. I was not in the mafia. I was so grateful to God. I was like, thank you, God, for being a teacher.
Boardwalk Empire got really weird. That last season when they brought in Dr. Narcisse with everything.
Okay, all I'm saying is
got weird.
That show made me scared of the mafia.
The first few seasons of the show were great, and then the last one just thought,
can't trust nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, read it.
Do I have any inside sources to buy weights from? I don't feel like mortgaging my house to buy some dumbbells right now.
Okay, so the Power Block is what we have, which helps a lot.
We have Power Blocks. We bought those right before, or maybe a year before we moved out of Louisiana.
Remember, Robert was making $1,000 a month.
No, I bought it before that.
Okay, before that.
No, I bought that. Let's see, we moved out of Louisiana 2015. I bought those sometime in 2014 because that little fitness store that was down the street from us was going out of business, and so I got the U90, the Urethane 90 Power Block set.
They go up to 90 pounds each.
Yeah, for $300 when they usually retail for like.
But that's really nice because you have like an entire set in one.
Yeah, if you can go with that, that would be my choice. You can look at the Iron Masters or another one. I don't like the Bowflex Select Tex. I think those are a little too janky and wonky.
Tell them about the rope.
The Nosk trainer, if that's really cool. It's a suspension trainer. It's super
he loves this
low
thing.
Cost, but it is very, very
it's a red rope.
Affordable.
And I know that sounds stupid, but it's a red rope and you can do so many cool things with it, but it's the way that it's knotted and it has handles. I don't know, man. He got geeked out about it when he bought it.
Yeah, no.
What's it called?
Nosk, N-O-S-S-K. They've got 2 different versions on site. If you look at most suspension trainers like the Jungle Gym XT, Monkey Bars, or the original TRX, these things are like $80 to $150 depending on. The Nosk trainer we got was like $25. It's super high quality.
Yeah.
They also have one that has dual anchor points, or the one we have is just a single anchor point. But if you thread the rope a certain way, you can get the dual anchor point action all the same. And everything you need has got really high quality handles and stuff. I don't get any money from it. I learned about it from the Red Delta Project.
Oh, it was awesome.
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, and it's all body weight, so it makes it really easy because you can adjust. You can make it really difficult on yourself, and then you can also modify if you need to, like this guy does right here, me. I don't know. I think
you could use it
cool
for dips, pull-ups, inverted rows. I mean, you could do Bulgarian split squats with it. Put your foot in the little loop on it. I find that a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Dumbbells, check Craigslist or just keep checking Amazon. Are you looking for just weight plates or actual like the solid cast dumbbells and stuff like that? That's going to be something interesting too. Thoughts on Generation Iron's mini docuseries? I have not seen their mini docuseries. No, I haven't seen any of that. I've only seen some of the older Generation Irons.
Yeah.
And those are, I mean, they're okay.
You don't like it?
I mean, some of the newer ones, they just follow some bodybuilders around and just kind of get an inside glimpse into their lifestyle and stuff like that.
Is their personality lacking?
The most recent, the most recent one, they zoomed in on Callum Von Moger, and he just looks like this, like, douchebag frat boy that just sits around and plays video games. You go,
yeah,
just doing that. And they, you know, when he first broke on the scene, he was dubbed like the mini Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but we watched Pumping Iron, and Arnold Schwarzenegger had a lot. Like when you watch that documentary,
charisma.
There's more to him. There's a lot of substance when you watch it. And so, what was that thing we were watching where the men were in Scotland and they were lifting rocks? It was like
something about the Highland Games and old school strength sports. It was some documentary that was on Netflix.
But those people have character. I really appreciate character and integrity in whatever it is that you do. And so that was good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that.
By resistance band, do BFR boom?
Well, he's just saying do resistance
blood flow
bands.
restriction. Okay, blood flow restriction.
Yeah.
Problem solved if you're on a budget.
Yeah. You don't like that?
If you're on a budget,
yeah,
I would say just stick with bodyweight training. I would get a suspension trainer and just stick with bodyweight training, honestly.
Really?
Because resistance bands, they're very uneven in their resistance profile. For some exercises, they're really good. For others, think about it if you're doing like a one-arm row.
Okay, then there's a lot of tension.
It's really tension at the hardest point in the exercise where you're already at your weakest.
Yeah.
And there's no tension out here. So if you're trying to pick a band where it's meaningful, manageable or challenging here when your arm is back, you're going to have nothing here. So there's not going to be something.
That's a good point.
As an assistance exercise, yeah, but if somebody's like on a super tight budget where like $40 or $50 is a significant amount of money for them, I would say stick with bodyweight training and save that $50 or, go for the Nosk trainer or something like that. It'll be a little bit more versatile. And you can do a lot with bodyweight training.
Yes.
That's not, even if you don't have weights, you can progress things so much beyond just simple push-ups, pull-ups, and bodyweight
you can
squats.
change
the leverage. You can change. You can increase the range of motion. You can do 1.5 reps. You can do slow eccentrics. You can do paused reps. You can do compound sets.
Yeah, I do the push-up thing where I like pause at the bottom for like 3 seconds. That's hard. Yeah.
Plus, there's endless increased difficulty variations where you go from regular push-ups, to incline push-ups, to handstand push-ups, to wall-assisted handstand push-ups, dips, all of those kind of things. You can do unilateral stuff if you get strong enough. I mean, you can get a lot of muscle and strength using just body weight. And I think that's highly underrated. And hopefully that kind of brings back, with the whole nonsense of the world right now, that this brings people back to the understanding that you can actually get by with a lot more than you think you can. You can get a lot more out of what you have. You don't need, 15 different machines at the gym. It's cool to have those machines.
Yeah, it's fun if you can. Why not? It's not necessary.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right. Are we done?
All right, guys, we're going to put in a last call for questions. So if you have any other questions, let us know. And if not, then we will see you again next week. So what do you find any utility in resistance bands? Do you like them, or would you prefer only bodyweight and free weight stuff?
I do like resistance bands for certain things. For instance, tricep things. That I really feel.
Push downs.
Yeah. Push downs. Biceps I sometimes feel good about. And there's something else that I use a resistance band for, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Face pulls, pull
parts. Oh yeah. Oh, I love rows.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not a big fan of them for rows.
Yeah. If I do like the wall ones, that was really good for me, by the way, when I was pregnant, right? So I had like big old belly and I want to work my back. That was the safest way for me to do it. So I actually like that.
Yeah, so I think they're a good auxiliary thing. I don't think they should be the main component of it.
Remind me to tell all y'all next week about my resistance band pull-up experience. One of Robert's favorite stories of mine, and I think he still has the cell phone message I left him years ago, but I'm not going to get into it now. This is for next week.
Teaser.
Reminder of when I tried to use our just regular suspension bands as a pull-up assist. And we're just going to leave it at that. That's all we're going to say.
Awesome, guys. Thank you all for joining. Leave a comment, give a thumbs up, pass the message on to others to join us for this. And why are we the perfect couple?
Because we're opposites in every way except we agree on all the things that matter. Oh, yes. I went there.
Finances, morals, all that good stuff.
Finances, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, we the perfect. Well, we took a long time to get to know each other.
We broke up 7 times. Oh, I'm sorry. We broke up 7 times. That's why we're the perfect couple. We got all the kinks worked out.
Well, we took time to get to know each other. It was an extensive dating process. We grew up together. That helps. And you and I both don't really settle for anything. We don't settle. We're both viciously independent.
That's why we broke up 7 times.
We don't settle for anything. And we're both intelligent. I couldn't be with somebody that's stupid. I have zero tolerance for stupidity.
He's calling me smart. That's what that is.
Yeah. I really have no patience for stupidity or incompetence or lack of critical thinking. It's one of the things, that's one of the main reasons I got out of engineering, because imbeciles were above me.
But everybody's like, oh, if you're smart, you should be an engineer. And I was like, based on my husband's conversations with the engineers, that's not true.
I mean, the worker bees that are doing all the designs and stuff, yeah, but the higher ups, man.
Oh, man. Yes. By the way, our daughter is 3 years old and she's already doing push-ups. She does them wrong, but she thinks she's doing push-ups and squats and lunges.
And she watches us do that.
Oh, and she already knows 2 and 2 is 4. She saw 2 flags the other day and saw 2 flags. She's like, hey, look, 2 and 2 is 4. I was like, that's my girl.
And if she's not good at math, we're just going to beat it until she gets here. Yeah.
That's fine.
How would that look, honestly?
I'm a math
You're a math teacher. I'm an engineer, and we have a kid that can't do math.
She will be good at math. Oh, okay. Okay. So anyways, yeah. Time to shut it off.
Yes. We will see you guys next week. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and giving us some things to banter about. Supplement, training, nutrition stuff. All topics are on the table. And if not, then we'll just resort to drinking. And we'll come up with some fun topics then. Sandy will have a new cocktail for next week. Closing thoughts?
Nope. Love y'all. Bye.